Hey everybody, RockPaperMario here, and welcome back to Let's Play Diners, Drive-Ins and Dives. And in the last part, we made it to where we can see Zanarkand from at any rate, which is quite a beautiful area, really. It's like something of Shadow of the Colossus or something. We also defeated the Sanctuary Keeper quite easily, I might admit, and also saw a beautiful sphere recording that Yuna did way back when, all the way back on the Mihen High Road or whatever, after we fought the Chocobo Eater, which was kind of beautiful to see, and something where we kind of just get to have a peek back into the past, I guess, and see what she was thinking at the time before we technically knew any of the stuff that we know now, before Tidus knew it. And yeah, if you remember part 1, all those 64 parts ago, this might start looking familiar to you guys, I guess. I should probably go ahead and use the exact same thumbnail. Wouldn't that be a real kick in the teeth? You know, it's not actually a bad idea. Maybe I will do that. Now that we know actually what this means, it's all their weapons, it's Yuna's staff and the Blitzball and the Brotherhood and Oren's sword just all stuck into the ground. And I think it like means something completely different. Like at the start when you play the game the first time, you're like, okay, well this must be my party. I wonder who they are and I wonder what's going on. And now it's like, oh god, they're spending what they believe to be their last night in together after, because they know that technically Yuna's going to die when they finish their journey the next day. So it like it's like the same cutscene, like there's literally like nothing different about it, but it means something completely different watching it now rather than watching it at the start of the game, which is really cool to think of. It's a really clever idea the way that they did it, I think. And something I'm trying to think, like, you don't really see that often, I guess, do you? Like, where you see, like, the same scene twice and it means something different later on. I'm trying to think. It's like when you watch The Others the second time. Like, when you watch The Others the first time before you know what the twist is, and then you watch The Others the second time, and everything means something completely different. Or if you watched The Sixth Sense the first time, and then you watched The Sixth Sense a second time, and you start noticing all these little things. Though I guess those two films, like, it's practically the same idea. But yeah, that's what I guess I want to liken it to. That's quite a tempting thumbnail as well.
This may be our last chance.
We really are getting up there with this LP as well, though I don't know. There's other stuff that I want to do. Like, when I think of, like, the extra stuff that I want to do, that's probably, like, about 15 videos in and of itself. But, yeah, I don't know why I'm talking like this is, like, the end of the LP.
There was more, right? I mean, like that time. Anyone?
I think
Yes?
that we should stop
Oh, they were, like, reliving their memories.
for now.
Like, do you remember that time I was, like, standing up on the boat and I stole that guy's binoculars? Or do you remember that time when, like, Kamari squared off against Biran and Yenke up on the mountain? Or do you remember the time we just found Oren randomly in Luca?
Let's go.
Do you remember that time when Yuna woke up and her hair was all messy in the Jose temple or whatever? This is like quite epic as well. This music, and you guys know that I never like use that word because I think it's because of my generation. Like, do you want to? I'll go ahead and save, I guess. I think it's because of my generation, because that word got so overused for like a couple of years at a time, and I was like, oh, I can't hear this word anymore. It just starts getting used for everything, so I don't like to use it. It's not a word that like comes to mind very often, but when I think of this, like this part of the game, it definitely does like fit. I love it. Like, I love the way this looks. I love like thinking about Tidus, like going through this and knowing this is the city that this is the city that that was once so alive and is now so dead, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And you guys have seen this battle before, so well, I don't know, there is like a temptation to leave all the battles in, especially because, why don't you be doing that Ochu dance? Confusing everybody. Well, he tried to silence Lulu is what he tried to do. I kind of like feel like leaving all the battles in, especially because of how the, especially because of like how the music like continues on in the background, which is like really amazing to me. Like, I love it when they do that in these games. She's like blinded, but who gives a shit? If like she's ever going to attack like physically with that thing. That's doing crazy damage now. It's okay, all I have to do is like switch into Tidus now. Is that thing weak against water though? What, it's like immune to water. Well, then I'll just like defend, and then I'll bring Waka in. Seeing as he's like a heavy hitter, but he's blinded. Okay, well, Kamari then. Just need to hit him like one more time. No! It's okay, this will probably like overkill it anyway. I'm trying to think of like other, like Final Fantasy VI does that, you know, when you're like escaping on the train, when you're escaping like down the train tracks or whatever, and it keeps like that same like tense music going all the time. I'd kind of like to get as many skill sphere levels going as possible. I might even grind, especially because like it would be really cool if Yuna could learn Holy. Oh, there's a chest. I don't want to miss any of the chests here. They have like really good stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure there's like a chest with a level 3 key sphere and everything. This is another Mandragora. Fuck you, man. Here I am like talking about how like it would be great to get some like key spheres going. I might like switch him to the Sonic Steel, just because it's really hampering me to have the water strike on. Especially since this music is so good. If it was just like regular bog standard music, I'd just be like, well, who cares? Well, I might as well heal Aura and give Yuna something to do. I'd love if Yuna could learn Holy, but I'm pretty sure that's like a crazy amount of sphere levels away. It's just there's one boss battle coming up that I'm like a little bit nervous about, just because it's probably, for me, one of the boss battles that's coming up in this place is probably like the most challenging one in the game, like the most difficult one there is in the entire game. So will I use will an Albed potion cure poison? I guess it will, won't it? Yep, there we go. There's the dented beetle. Might as well use one of them while it's useful. Now, who hasn't got a turn yet? Waka. And then I'll just take him out with Lulu. Plus, it's fun to just give, like, I've been complaining about how I don't get the chance to actually talk because there's always, like, stuff that I need to go through or whatever. And it's like, here we go, I get the chance to get the chance to leave in some battles here. I might as well. Just put him up there. I might as well. How many more times can I say I might as well? It's like I think about, do I want to say I might as well now or not? And then I think, well, I might as well. But yeah, if I leave in some of these battles, then at least then it'll give me the chance to talk about some stuff. Such as like continuing that like thought process I had going about how please don't do that anymore. That's really annoying. Such as that thought process I had going on about the what are the words I'm looking for? Use your words. That thought process I had going on about next LPs, and it's like then I kind of feel guilty because like when I think about like any of the LPs that I've had going recently, it's all been like heavily with big breaks unexpectedly, randomly, for no reason, which is very irritating to me. Okay, I need to start getting people in here. Don't you be using that. Like Lulu, she didn't do anything yet. Is this like, yeah, nothing will do anything to him. And Yuna didn't do anything, and Waka didn't do anything. At least this guy is pretty slow. I mean, like, how could he not be? He's a giant blob. But yeah, I feel guilty then because I'm like, oh, any of like the new LPs that I've done like over the past couple of years have been like with big breaks and there's been no consistency or whatever, which I do like always feel like really guilty about. But then like when I am recording them and when I am playing them, I have so much fun that it seems like a shame not to do it, you know? Oh yeah, we're gonna start seeing some crazy shit here.
Looks like the fart plane.
Close enough.
It's 1,000 voices screaming in pain, or crying out in pain, or whatever Kefka says. But yeah, so I don't know. I think that's why even though I'd love to LP Breath of the Wild, I think it would be really irresponsible unless I knew that I was going to be able to carry it off. Do you want Yuna? You just defend right there and then. But then I think I think maybe it's just like, I don't know, there's just some stuff that leads it to be difficult to keep things going. Like just like finding time to record. Oh my god, that did crazy damage. Well, now Yuna has something to do. She can use life on Oren. And like, I mean, I've done things like to make sure that I did get time to record. Like I've recorded in the mornings and stuff like that. Because I find it difficult to record when there are people like, and that's not just with recording, that's with like doing anything. I find it difficult to be productive in doing things when there's like stuff going on around the house or whatever. Like even though like no one really would give a shit like what I'm doing, it's like I still find it kind of like difficult to like get stuff done. So like I have done things like got up in the morning and recorded right when I woke up in the morning, which is normally not an issue because I wake up early in the morning anyway. But like, I don't know, I just feel like when I record in the morning, it's just like a means to an end, and I'm kind of almost forcing myself to do it, which I shouldn't be really, I guess. Now I want to get that stupid Araman out of the way as quickly as possible. Wait a second, how did Tidus not get like the first strike? That's weird. Get you out of here. I don't need your ass confusing me. Might as well haste Iga. Is this the guy that's like susceptible to blind, or is he susceptible to sleep? I can't remember. I'm gonna use like a power break on him anyway. Oh, he's immune. Well, that's useful. I can't remember whether it's like silence or sleep that he's susceptible. It's definitely one of them. Oh, it's darkness. Okay, well that's useful. And Mug on Kamari is handy as well. I really haven't been using that enough, just because like you get like it's a win-win situation. You get to damage him and you get to seal things. And those like soul springs and things like that can actually be quite useful as far as I remember anyway. Or maybe I should bring in Yuna first. Just let her defend, do something useful. Or useless, maybe. Because if I use like fire on this guy, it's apt to take him out right there and then. Well, maybe not, he still has like 10,000 HP. But seriously, 6,000, we're getting up there with the amount of damage we're doing. And then just one more. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I was talking about LPing. But I don't know, I feel like then what I'm doing is like I'm forcing myself to LP just because I have the time to do it, or just I'm forcing myself to do it as almost like a what does that even do? Probably just raises her MP or some crap. MP stroll, yeah, it means that like when we walk she regains MP, which isn't really necessary. So yeah, that's what kind of like turns me off doing that. 2 remedies, they're so handy to have as well. Like you don't really know that how useful. Oh, I'm out of like MP with Lulu. That's crazy. You never see that. I suppose I am like using fire on all these old shoes. What? How did that heal it? That's crazy. I could have sworn they were weekends fire. Did I like end up using water on it by accident or some shit? Oh yeah, just like that's gonna be useful. It's immune to it anyway. No, I used water on it like an idiot. That's what I did. Well, you get out of there now, Lulu. Get Yuna in here. Did I use Waka on this thing yet? I'm not sure whether I did. They have like such a huge amount of... Oh, I must have, because he's still in there. They have such like a huge amount of HP, it's crazy. Just attack him. Oh yeah, I remember, now I use Dark Buster on him like a rube. So yeah, that's why I kind of like don't like... That's why I don't really like using, or like just like forcing myself to record early in the morning, because I feel like a lot of the time I have like no energy, and like I don't like feel like I can produce the material to the same like quality that I'd like to produce it or whatever. Not that I'm saying like my stuff is like high quality or anything like that, but it's just like I don't feel like it's the best way to be doing it, if you know what I mean. So I think if I am going like starting like more LPs, I want to finish this first anyway. That's like my main goal, is to finish this one before I do anything else. But do you know what I might as well do? I might as well use Energy Rain or Slice and Dice even. Or I might as well even do the element reels and use the fire one. So after the white one. See, sometimes I feel like they're in different positions. Like sometimes I feel like, oh, the fire one is always after the ice one, and then sometimes it seems like not to be, just randomly. I should have like probably blinded him. Oh, now he's putting his dukes up. That's not going to be helpful. Or whatever. I can like take a hit or two off of this idiot. Get Riku in here. Defend. Or maybe just like, yeah, just defend. Who else hasn't had a turn yet? Lulu, Yuna, Tidus, pretty much everyone.
So, how shall we do this?
You won't do anything, Lulu, because you don't have any MP left. Sometimes like this, I wish I had those like 0 MP things. Get Titus in here and use delay attack. I probably haven't been using delay attack as much as I could have done, as much as I could have been doing. Just because it is quite handy.
That's how it's done.
Yeah, that is how it's done. So yeah, I feel like my main objective is to finish this LP, and then after that, I think the next LPs that I'll do for the time being will be quite short. Oh, we're here already? Oh wow, okay. I didn't expect to be here already. I feel like we didn't see everything here yet. I thought that there was like more stuff here. Okay, well, whatever. I think this is probably like an apt time. Oh, we're at the dome. Hilarious. I think this is probably an apt time to finish the video, and I shouldn't have gone up here yet.
Journeyer of the long road, name yourself.
We're Yuna and her guardians.
I am the summoner.
We're on the
Yuna.
guest
I have
list,
come
chump.
From the island of Besaid.
Your eyes, my dear, show me the long road you have traveled. Very good. You have journeyed well. Lady Yunalesca will surely welcome
That
your
bitch
arrival.
on wheels.
Go to her now, and bring your guardians with you. Go.
And then he just toddles off to go about his business like the ghost he is. But yeah, I'm going to finish off the video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time on Let's Play Final Fantasy X. Bye now.